Okay, we should be live. I'm not too sure how the sound is. One second, let me turn the PC audio down. Okay, so that should turn down the music. Can chat let me know how the sound is? Because I haven't checked this, so I'm not too sure. I'll just wait for some confirmation that you guys can hear me. Cool, sounds good. Okay, first of all, question is from Desync. Headunit, is it going to be based on Android? No. So I'll kind of explain a little bit about what this is. Let's see if I can quickly turn to an alternate camera view. I need to move my camera down though before I can do this, because this will be a little bit messy, because I've moved my office space around, which means all my cameras and stuff are not set up correctly anymore. So if I go to this, cool. So, let's quickly explain what this board is. This board will sit on top of a micro ATX PC. This will have all the I/O on it, and as it's a micro ATX PC, we're putting a custom display in the front of the 211, so it will not be based on Android. We're going to be basing it on our own Linux distro, basically, with our own apps on it and everything, with CAN communication done through this board. Talking through this MCU which I have here, which is a Atmel SAM-E based MCU. It's by Microchip. So that's going to be what that is. As you can see from up here, I've got this little section of the board up here which has got the amplifier stage on it, and I have a prototype of that here. Let me bring this up. So this has got the amplifier, well, not amplifier, the audio processor board here. And I've got here the amplifiers. Actually, I can rip this fan off now. Give me a sec, because we're going to take this off anyway. There we go. Two audio grade capacitors. One of my friends gave them to me. Really, really nice. I have noticed a little bit of a difference compared to standard 2200 microfarad capacitors, which are recommended for these TDA chips. And here you've got two heatsinks for them. So I think the first part of this stream is going to be getting rid of the components from this board that I need for the new one. So the capacitors here and the TDA chips we're going to have to desolder. So let's go over to my microscope. There we go. You won't be able to see anything just yet, but I'm going to see if I can find a way to pull these off without destroying the TDA chips, because if the heat sinks on, it's going to be a little bit difficult to take this off. So I think all I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick my pry tool here and pry these off. Or should I heat that first? I think I will. The microphone just fell. I think I will urge on the side of caution here and heat the TDA chips up. Again, the microphone keeps falling. And heat the TDA chips up a little bit, just so they're not so they're hot, but just so that they're a little bit warm. So that maybe the glue on the tape that I've got, because here I've got this like row of tape here, which will come off. I'm just going to heat these for a couple of seconds or so just to loosen the glue up. I'm not really going to do anything else with it. Apologies as well if the microscope camera's a little bit blurry. We are doing this way too far up, so it's a bit out of focus, but when I actually get to the soldering, this will be pretty good. Oh, that's what like a treat. It's definitely softened it. There we go. Off comes one heat sink. And come on, I need glue to come off as well. Okay, we're going to heat up the second one. Same process, just to heat this up. There we go. And just like that, the heat sinks come off. So these two heat sinks I will throw in the bin, because I will put new ones on when we install it on the board. So now I can get rid of all the tape on here as well, which are on the TDA chips, which we don't need. It's meant to be this like thermal tape. Not entirely sure. It's not. So basically, I ordered thermal tape from Amazon, thinking it was going to be like the stuff you get on memory chips, like VRAM on your GPU. This turned out to be something completely different, so I wasn't quite happy with that. But it is what it is. Ooh, who would have thought super glue would become sticky when you heat it? I did not see that coming. Stupidly. I now feel like a bit of an idiot for that, but it is what it is. I'm just quickly peeling some glue off the board so it doesn't melt, because we don't want that. I quickly cut all the wires. Okay, so that can go on the floor for now because I will need that board later. Desync says, always wanted to see the process of creating your own head unit entirely. I don't like the look of the Android devices. They look the same in terms of launcher. Yeah, so basically most Android head units are made by the same company internally, and then like another company will buy the head unit design and stuff. I can't remember what the company's called, but for instance like a reseller, that would be Extrons. But if you go to eBay basically and you search up like, for instance I did this with my 203, W203 head unit, you would find like loads of them which look almost identical and with like different brand names on it, but they all have the same launcher and the physical dimensions and like screen and everything look almost identical board to board. So again, that's the reason why I want to do this completely custom, is A, because my friend Alex basically did something like this in his 211, albeit it's like a first generation thing, it wasn't really that, it was kind of clunky. It didn't have power management like this board will have, so I decided to help him, and I'm basically making version 2. So I'm just removing all the glue from the board, which is kind of heated up and got stuck, because I should have definitely seen that coming when I had the glue here. It was going to get hot, and then the glue was going to melt, and now I'm going to be stuck. Oh, actually, I've got freeze spray. I just realised. That should be nice and cold now. I genuinely just remembered I had freeze spray on my desk from work, so we just used a bit of that to get that done. So I can melt some of the glue, well not freeze it, but just so the glue can come off a little easier. It's just basically a hot glue gun that I've used. Which again, stupid mistake here. Actually, let me see if I can point my camera on top of the desk so you guys have got a better view of this, rather than you just looking at a blank microscope. Again, this has not been done great because I've had to redo all my camera rigging. So let's see if I go to this camera. Aha! Okay, so you guys again can't see most of that because this is so bright, but let's turn this down. Okay, I can turn that off now actually. So you can see here basically what I'm trying to do is just trying to desolder all of these here, but somebody stupidly put hot glue on this row here and I'm now trying to remove that hot glue. So yeah, that's currently the plan of action. Turn this back on. Ooh. So let me quickly look through the microscope again. So I might just try heating this with hot air until the TDA chips fall off the board, but I don't know how healthy that's going to be for them, but I suppose that's a better try than nothing. Because we can just solid, we'll do that. I mean, they're only a few quid, so if I break them, I suppose it's not the end of the world. First we need to desolder these wires quickly. Okay, one down. Two down. Okay, so now let me get the hot air on these TDA chips and we'll just keep heating them up until they fall out basically. Desync, yeah, you're right. Some of the viewers do, some of the Android vendors, well, Android head unit companies do use Linux, but it's mainly Android just because it's easier. Because the ecosystem is all there too, so everyone just kind of uses Android because it's nice and easy, doesn't have to worry about anything. And these TDA chips do not want to come off that easily, so yay. Oh, no, they are coming off, just slowly. Aha! Yes, they are coming off. They just need quite a lot of encouragement. But they are indeed coming off the board. Just a pesky ground there, which is not going to Okay, one TDA chip out, the other one to go. Again, sorry you can't see this, I'll just quickly move that there. There we go, now you can see. Okay, second one out. So whilst that's cooling down, let me take my soldering iron and desolder these two audio grade caps. Again, I'm doing this all off camera, sorry guys. I will show something to the camera in a minute. I just want to desolder these bits first, and I should have done that prior to the live stream. But hey ho, I've been working all day, so I've had no time to do that. Oh hey Paul, I see you've just joined. Okay, one cap is out. Time to do the second one off this old crap board, and then the rest of this board basically goes in the bin. I need nothing else from this. And the hot glue has turned into lava, so that's beautiful. This is probably one of the sketchiest things I've done today, but here you go. Out you pop. Okay. Done. So I've got my two audio capacitors there, which Paul is the one. Yep, I'm testing your caps, Paul. You're the one who gave them to me, so I'm testing them for you. Initial impressions are not really too much difference, to be honest, but then again, I haven't really pushed the sound system yet because I've just been too worried about doing it on the tiny little board. Because power delivery is pretty crap on it. The traces aren't really that thick. But on the new board, the traces are a lot thicker, so I'm hoping to push it. So, I say let's start assembling the new board now. And to start off with, I'm just thinking about what to start with. I think maybe we work from power management delivery, because then I can plug that in, test if it works, and we kind of walk our way across the board to the audio system. Or do I do it just based on all the capacitor, like all the values of all the components, and just kind of go like all of the 10k resistors, all of the 195 capacitors, etc. It's a hard one. The only component I don't also have right now is D1 on the board, which is a BAS 40. I've ordered a bunch of them from Mouser because I need them for the TCU project as well. I've kind of just run out of them. So that's going to suck a little bit. We won't be able to test that, but that's fine. That's just the voltage monitoring. We can do other things. So I say let's just start with trying to assemble the power delivery part of the board. I think is the easiest way to do this. So I'm just going to tin up a bunch of these pads here. I'm going to need for that. Gonna need that. Gonna need that, that, and that soldered. I think that's where we start with. These MOSFETs down here, I'm going to solder with paste because I think that's easier with the pads. Soldering with paste, so I'll quickly put some paste on those. Come on, give me some paste. I'm trying to push, but nothing's coming out. Push harder. Nope, still nothing coming out of this tube. That's really weird. It's definitely going in. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, plan B. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back with plan B, which is to put a big dollop on each one and then use my... that much. Should be more than enough. It will just bead up if it's too much. Anyway, 2 whoppers. And here, that should work for adhesion as well, so it kind of works. There. Cool, now I have to dig through all my component trays to find some MOSFETs. So I've got like 4 packs of components here because some of them are for the TC, some of them are my spares, and some of them are specific to this project. And like I kind of have to sort through all of them to work out which ones I need for which part of the board. Ah, these are the shunt resistors, I need these, so I'm going to quickly tear these open. Get 2 of them out. Let's see if I can open this. Open. Open. There we go. Put these in my little pile here for assembly. Also, let me see, because on the camera the microscope is not too bright, but on the stream it looks like it's blindingly bright. I just realised that. Let me turn the exposure down on the camera. Do that on the PC. Okay, that should be a little bit better now for you guys. Let's just kind of remove a bit of the halo around everything on the board. Now, where are my MOSFETs? Aha, here they are. So these are 35 amp rate, not 35 amp, sorry, 15 amp rated MOSFETs, which should be absolutely fine for the audio system we have. I mean, I believe it's 15 amps current, and then up to like 20 amps peak, so it should be fine to use these with each. So it means basically 10 amps each can be drawn continuously, max. So there's the dot on this one, so we need to swing him round, and you go here. Yeah, geez, that's way too much solder paste, but well. There's the dot on this one, so I'll go here. And take the heat gun out. Wait a second, I've got some solder wick I can use to wick some of that crap up. There we go, one down. I have to do the same for the second one. Still way too much on that. Let's try that again. There's only 3 components I'm going to have to hold hot air solder like this, so the rest I can do by hand with just a normal soldering iron. Which is a relief for me, because as you can tell I'm probably not great at this. One down. Two down. So now I can take my solder wick and just wick up that excess solder. Are you coming from, question on the chat, are you coming from a Command NTG1 HK or Audio 30? I believe Command NTG1 HK is what I'm coming from. Actually, I can show you when I finish this quickly all the components in my MOS system, because I've got them all on my desk now, because they're no longer in the car. Okay, now to very quickly put my current shunt resistors on. Current shunt? I meant shunt resistors. So I need to top the ground like this to be able to do them properly. Ah, I've dropped that. Where did that go? I've got the other one here. Where's the other one? Doo-doo-doo. Okay, one down. Figure out where the other one went to. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so that should be those done. So now I need to go find the two Eno 180s, which are in my other box because they're part of the TCU project. 400 kilohertz I2S. Oh god, this is going to take me a while to find them. Bear with me. Whilst I attempt to find these little chaps. Oh wait, I just found my BA-S40s. That was unexpected. I thought I'd lost these, but no, I've just single-handedly found them on the bottom of my desk. So that's quite funny. So let me very quickly just slap one of these on before I forget where it's gone. And luckily it just goes slightly further on the board over here. Okay. Cannot get a good angle on the soldering iron here under the microscope because the board is just so big, which is quite funny. There we go. Yeah, so we got that. Okay, now back to the original thing that I need to do, which is find my Eno 180s. Now, somewhere in this packet. Nope, that's not them. Next, are you them? You the HM230s. Ah, I need these as well, so I'll take them out. I'll need these capacitors, so I'll bring them out too. I'll just bring everything out from this box that I need. I need 10k resistors. I'll need these tantalum capacitors. Aha! I found the 180s. We need two of them. Come on, there we go. Let's quickly pop these two on the board. So these are Eno 180 A3s, same ones on the TCU, because again, as you can probably imagine, I'm trying to borrow components that I already have on stock, rather than ordering loads of new ones which do basically the same thing. So also to note is that these circuits here can measure up to 20 amps, even though the MOSFETs can only do 15. So that means that we have like a full up to 20 amps per channel, which means that we can measure up to 240 watts. you go. So basically the idea is to combine the voltage sense and the current sense together to work out like how much wattage each channel is consuming. And then relay that data back to me so that I can control the project a little bit better. So like the power management, because that's also one thing the MC is going to do. It's going to be able to tell like the computer to back off like power if too much power is being consumed by one component. Because the LCD screen will run off the power for the PC in the front. The LCD screen in the front will run off the PC power, which is in the back. So they're combined because the screen is actually quite low powered. It's from an iPad 3. Just quickly hand inspecting those. That looks fine to me. Right, let's get the schematics out. So let's see what I need to do. So I've got the 10k resistors out now. Okay, and I also need a 120k. 10k goes to R15 on the board, which is next to the voltage sense circuit. So R15 here becomes 10 kilo ohms. So this is basically a voltage divider, R15 and R14, and the MC reads the current between R15 and R14, which basically correlates between, I think it can measure between 5 and I think 20 volts. So the BAS40 here is just to protect against anything else, so like if there's a small surge, it will protect that. These capacitors. So I need to put these two in. So R29 and R20. Oops, sorry. R29 and R28 are 120Ks, and they're basically pull downs. I need to find those. They are somewhere in here. Oh, and I also need, I believe, 2.2k for the voltage divider. So let me see if I can find that too. So I'm on the hunt for 2.2 and okay. There you go, there's the 120Ks, I've just pulled them out. And I also need a TPS IC for power management. And I also need CAN transceivers. Okay, so let's get assembling again. One, two. One down, one more to go. I should probably tune that pad up a little bit more. Oh no! It went flying. You know when you pinch a component a bit too hard and it just kind of goes flying off your board somewhere? I love that. It happens too much to me. Here it is. Okay. Okay, those two are done. So that should be everything to test the MOSFETs with. See if they will even work correctly. So I think what I'll do is I'll quickly solder my temporary power and ground lines to the board. Keep plugging that. You go here. Okay. I think that should be temporarily good enough. And then do the same for the ground wire, which could be over here. This side of the board. Okay, so let's quickly see if I hook these up to my power supply. Actually, let me turn the thing off. And go get two longer cables, because that doesn't actually reach properly to my desk. Okay, nothing happens. That's good because it means nothing caught fire. So now, let me see if I can get my multimeter in here and just make sure that these are saying 0 volts and there's no open circuit. So voltage there, so make sure we've got 12 volts up here. We probe the top. 12.8 volts, and at the bottom, 0. And at the gate, 0.1 millivolts, so basically nothing. Now, the real test is what happens when I send like 3.3 volts to that. So I'm just trying to think, do I have anything here that can output 3.3 volts? Let me think. Give me 1 second to have a think about this. Yes, I do actually. I have here an old version of my TCU board, which has just got pin headers on all the voltage lines, so I can quickly use that to send 3.3 volts to my circuit and see what happens. Ground, power, power, ground. Okie dokie, so that's all done. If I get my little wire here, and if I just touch these together, that might work. Let's find out. Where's my wire strippers? Okay. Let's quickly turn the power supply off. Go to this demo TCU board I made. There's the 3.3 volt supply. Just going to very quickly solder to this. Come on. Okay, that's good enough. It's not pretty, but that will do. I've got 3.3 volts coming out of this. That's all I care about right now. And just quickly double check that I do indeed have 3.3 volts on that line before I go insane that something didn't work. It's actually just because the voltage is wrong. Because we all love that. sec. I need to cut this wire. Plus, plus, plus. Okay, got that sorted. Turn the power supply back on. And just quickly probe here. And on my power supply ground, I have 0, but that's probably because there's no load. Why do I get 0 on that line? That's interesting. I should have a voltage on that, but I seem to have nothing. It's also not a short circuit, otherwise we would have seen short circuit prevention happen. Do I just risk it? See what happens? I mean, I think it's worth it in case I need to know that I need to cut the stream now, because this is just not going to work, but we can try. Still nothing? Why are you outputting 0 volts? What's happened? Is it just because there's no load? Oh, wait, 1 second. I think I might know why it's outputting 0 volts. Because looking at this, someone has cross-wired, and I think there's a ground there that it's going straight to. Ugh, I need to fix that. Give me a sec, because that is disgusting. Ugh. Okay. Take 2. Okay, just very quickly make sure that there is no continuity between the ground pins and that. I'd rather just quickly check now. So ground and this, nothing, ground and this, yep, ground and that, no, but this is not connected to anything, so we're fine. Turn the power supply on. I'm still getting 0 volts, 0 amps. But why is that? Oh no, now it says free. Okay, I am getting an output on it now. So now that I am getting an output, let's plug this in. And let me actually turn the power supply off. Solder, because I don't have 2 hands, I need to solder this wire to the MOSFET gate wire so that I can check to see if it actually activates. That's good enough. Turn it on. Okay, and now very quickly check the voltage. From here to that, I'm seeing 1.2 volts, and from here to... Aha! 12.8! Okay, the MOSFET is working as predicted. Yay! Happy me. Because I remember last time I did a board assembly with a MOSFET I hadn't tried before, we blew the whole board up, so I'm happy about that. The MOSFET works as intended. It doesn't blow the board up. So, yay me, we did something good today. That one on the floor. So now we can safely continue the rest of this assembly. So now that we have this all out of the way, I'll do the capacitors later, but I'm gonna just come down here to quickly do the power management up so I can hook the Curiosity MCU up and do some testing. So, to begin with, we need to do the tantalum capacitors because they're the tiniest of these. Where's my solder gone? Here it is. just going to tin all of these components up to get them ready to receive some components. Also, I'm going to open a window quickly just because it's a little fumy. There we go. It's raining quite heavily outside, that's interesting. So, what do we do? You can make sure the orientation of that is correct. So the lines on these should go onto the voltage rail. Yeah, okay. Just don't want to put these backwards because tantalum capacitors especially, you'll get really bad results. Like a nice little explosion if you mess up. Okay. I will also say this is going to be a very long board to assemble because there is like 200 or so parts on this. It's ridiculous. It's a very big board. So those 2 caps are in place. Now I need to get my 10k resistors out again. Wait a sec, just need to very quickly do a sanity check. That says 124, 124. Okay, fine. Why do I have 2 extra? 01C. Okay. I believe on these, again, I need to double check. The 10k resistor is R26. Let me quickly check my schematics out. Where's power delivery? Also, by the way, for those interested, the schematics for this project will be open sourced, just none of the code, because the code is mine in this case, my own project. But the schematics and stuff will be available if you want to do something like this on your own car. R26 is 10k. I need to get the 2 capacitors out of my tray for that as well, because I've got 2 different types of capacitors I need to put on that. I believe they are 100 and... No, they are both not 100 nanofarads. I've got one of the ones here for my TCU about it. Okay, so I need to correct that in the schematic. They are both 10 nanofarads. Or, yeah, 10 nanofarads and 10 microfarads. And they're both pretty big, and these are 10 microfarads. And these should be rated 50 volts. Yep, only 10 nanofarads, which should be rated 6.3 volts, I believe. And here's the Schottky diodes for the power circuits. Where's my 10 microfarads? 10 nanofarads. Yeah, it is 10 NF, yes. Okay, so I just need one of these. NF. So just quickly cross-referencing that schematic, 10 NF should be the one coming out the boot pin, which in this case is C43. So 43 should be this little chap here. I think I've used the wrong pad size, but oh well. I can correct that later. There we go. And then that means C42. C42 on here is 10 microfarad, which this is. Anyone else want to ask any questions, by the way, because I'm open to answering questions on stream. When I quickly glance over at my PC, I can see the questions being thrown into chat. Okay, I need to get my solder paste out again, so I can quickly put some paste on the TPS chip. So I'm putting a little bit more of a reasonable amount on it than last time, when he basically smothered the poor thing. Okay. Here's the TPS. Oh, why is there no marking of direction on here? That's interesting. One sec, let me quickly see what's strapped to the boot pin. Boot pin is number 1. And this boot is number 1, which let me check my test one. But again, I need to check that on the silk screen. Why is there no indication of direction on these? Boot is C44. Hey, why are these different? This one I've got diode coming out of the boot pin, but on this one diodes... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong... Nope, never mind, that's correct. So boot is this one here, which goes to the line. So I'm correcting my orientation right now. And I suppose if I'm not correcting the orientation, well, I won't blow anything up, but we just get a new one. So turn the heat gun on again. Let's quickly make sure these guys stay in place. I believe that's done, dusted out the way. Put these back on. Now I need a diode which goes in D10 position. Luckily that does have a marking, so I know which way around that goes. And the other stupid one which didn't. Okay, that's done. Now let's put the L3 in. And which value resistor do I need here? 5.9k, so I need to find the 5.9k as well to put in that position. I believe I did come across that as I was searching. This is weird, why can't I find any of my inductors? I can't have just gone hiding. Well, how have I managed to do that? Here are my inductors, I've just put them somewhere stupid. Okay, so I just need one of these. If you're wondering about the amplifier, it's kind of a tough one. Like, yeah, I can make that open source, but I don't think it's going to be of any use to anyone. Because this is for a specific board with a USB audio connection, whereas Android head units are not made like that. So, we will see. Okay, so I just need to find my 5.9k resistor to put there. Which of course typically I can't find. Sod that. And R14 should be 2.2, which I have here, so let me quickly throw that on. Because I've just literally spotted that resistor here. I mean, to be fair, regarding the guy who wants to know if like we can put the amplifier board online. A lot of the Android head units you will find also are based on the TDA chip that I'm using, TDA 7851 I believe, but the difference is that they have really crap audio circuitry and the board itself is crap, and that seems to make all the difference. Oh, I've just put this in the wrong position. That doesn't belong here. What an idiot. You actually belong to R14, which is here. There we go. Go down here, back to this space down here. There you are. Ooh, I did hurt the silk screen there a little bit, but that should be fine because it's going to ground, which is the same destination as that pin, so I think we should be okay. So we just continue as normal. Ah, there's the 5.9 kilo ohm resistors. I found them. Of which we just need one of them. And then we'll do a second power up test to see if it actually gets 3.3 volts, in which case if it does, I'll put Curiosity on board. Curiosity is the MCU, by the way, for those wondering. Yeah. Oh, I messed that up gracefully. Okay, let's power this up. See if it gets the correct voltage. Okay, so nothing's released magic smoke, so that's a very good sign. Let me take my multimeter out. I'm going to put ground there and test the V line. Woohoo! 3.3 exactly. That is a very happy me. We can now put the pin headers on for Curiosity and power that thing up. Okay, turn them off. So now that that's all been put in, you know what, let's not clean the board just yet. Let's put the pin headers in. I need to go to my other box and bring out my pin headers. I have somewhere in here because I bought them from Amazon. Here they are. So I believe I need a row of how many on here again? So these are all 2.5mm pitch pin headers, which I found online. There we go. I need to cut here. Where'd my scissors go? Not scissors, pliers, not pliers, snippers. Oh, they're on the floor. Okay, that's one set of pin headers in. I did just break the other one. Crap. That's okay, we can fix that. I just turn this into 2 pin headers. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Just going to very quickly snip these into shape. Sorry for the quietness, I am just trying to... Oh, wait, I've got another pin header. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Didn't need to stress about me breaking that. I've just got another one. Put on. Okay. That should be that. So with that, there we go. And I've got 2 sets of pin headers that we can quickly solder on. I think the best way of doing this will be 1 header at a time because it's pretty sensitive. I'm just quickly doing this bit off camera just because I can get a better angle at the pin headers for soldering. And do this one. That did not go well, I just accidentally desoldered it rather than soldering it. Okay, so let me quickly find my spare Curiosity Nano I've got lying around. It's one that work's given me, but I plan to just quickly test with this. Ah, here it is on my desk. Let's see if that fits in. Ooh, it does. Except it... There we go. So that is the long way around Ashcon. It goes in this way. So there we go, Curiosity's in. Let's quickly flip this around and solder all the other pin headers on. Zoom this out a little bit. So we quickly solder all these pins on, and then we will do our first test boot. Now I've just remembered there's 48 pins for me to solder. Whoopie-doo. If you guys just caught that on camera, I did just stab myself with a soldering iron. If that hurts. Bet we live and learn. So anyone else want to ask me any questions in chat? Just out of interest. How many people do we have watching? We have 9 viewers right now. Not bad. Okay, so that's been soldered, so moment of truth, does Curiosity boot up when we turn the board on? Let's find out. Oh, yay, she does. It's using 0.16 amps. 0.016 amps. So that's correct, because I know that's how much Curiosity should be consuming when running my test loop that I've got on it. So it boots, even if you don't see anything on the screen, it's booting and working. As for Robert, your question about legit streetcars, Alex, yes, I did ages ago in a comment. He told me to then reach out to him. I did, and he just never responded. So, I mean, I'm not going to harass the poor guy because he's really busy. If he wants to reach out to me, then that's good on him, but I'm not going to force him to reach out to me. If he wants to reach out to me, that's fine. Like, but yes, I do definitely agree. He is the leading Mercedes YouTuber on here. However, I do think maybe he's waning, like, on the Mercedes side of things a little bit. He's not doing that much of it anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still doing a lovely job. I do watch his videos, but, like, yeah, there's not much Mercedes content compared to how there used to be. But I think he is definitely turning into a good general YouTuber for cars. And I definitely respect that. But I mean, it would be good, because I actually did have an idea, which is he joined at some point my TCU tester group, because his E55 is pretty damn powerful compared to most. So I'm like, you know what? He's a good tester. A good candidate for testing, that is. But as I said, I'm never going to push it, because I don't want to be seen as harassing the poor guy. So if he wants to reach out to me, so be it. He can reach out to me, and I will happily respond to him. But please, as a general note for you guys watching, don't harass him, asking him to speak to me, because that will just make my channel look really bad. If I get my old... So yeah, please don't harass him. If he wants to reach out, he can reach out. Also, for those wondering what I'm currently doing, I just realised that I've accidentally soldered something I shouldn't do on this development board, because on here there is this VTG line which goes across these two pads. Oh my god, the microscope is blurry. I've just realised that. I'm so sorry. There we go. So there's this VTG line going across these two pads, and I shouldn't have desoldered that, so I need to fix that. There we go. So I think we fix this with just giant solder blob. Easy way. Now work should be sending me two kind of better condition curiosities, because these ones this poor guy here has been through pretty much hell and back with testing stuff at work, so I'm not expecting it to last that long. Cool. Okay, Curiosity still works, so let's unplug that. So we've got so far most of the board working. Let me just quickly lower the microscope. There we go. So that's in focus again. So we've got most of this board, the power management stuff working. We've got the CAN bus to do here, and we've also got the LEDs to do. Let me put the LEDs in because then I know if this is working or not. Maybe. What do I do? Okay. Tell you what. Let's start the amplifier, because the LEDs I can do in my own time, that's not important, but I think it's important to see if the amplifier circuit works. So this is going to be one hell of an adventure to put these on, because there's so much to do on this circuit. Right, so I think what I start with first is the CM chip here, because I know basically that the rest of the amplifier circuitry works because I had that on my demo board. What I didn't have is the CM chip, which is like the audio 5.1 surround sound audio IC. And to do that, I need to go here. So for those of you who don't know, this is a cheapo sound card with the CM6206 IC on it, and we are going to steal that chip because I want it on my board. And also this board quality is absolutely terrible, so it's probably not helping the audio quality on it. We're going to give this poor little chip the best advantage it can have by going into one of my really nice boards. There we go. Off you pop. There we go. Well, actually you say that about it's amazing that I'm stealing a chip off another board, but the sad truth is I just couldn't find this chip anymore online anywhere, so I just kind of bought a cheapo USB sound card which I know has it, because I think the price of the chip, for some reason, the way I found it on Mouser was 20 quid. But Amazon was selling this USB sound card for 15 quid. So you know what, I figured I'd steal it for the chip, and I saved £5, so happy days for everyone. Now, the real challenge is going to be putting this guy back on the board, because guess who's never had experience soldering this many pins before? This will be fun. And I think we are going to regret soldering this, but I guess we'll just find out. I sure do hope that nothing bad happens. It also means, Alex, if you are watching this stream, as in Alex, hello, not Alex as in Legit Streetcars, he's the guy who's receiving this other board, basically the second copy of this for his 211. It does mean that your board won't come with this CM6206 chip, and I'll basically just give you the link because you can buy it locally. The amplifier board and just rip it off that. It's nice and easy. Doobie-doo-doo. So in you come. I need to line this chip up now. I've got one of the pins hot. Oh, don't do that. This is so stressful. I never thought soldering would be this stressful. That looks pretty good. Now I just need to double check that I got the orientation of that chip down correctly. So one should be pointing at the clock crystal, and on here, pin 1 was pointing at the top of the clock crystal. Okay, so that's correct. We got the chip orientation correct, so that's good. Now where's my flux pen? Yeah, I've got solder paste. I just can't be bothered to put solder paste on this because my experience with solder paste is not great. Oh, don't break those. Let me quickly attach a couple more pins so it doesn't break loose, because then my day would be ruined. Okay, now that I've done that, what I can do is I can go get my real flux. Not my cheapo pen flux, but my real flux. And go over the whole board with this whole IC like this, get a nice big ball of solder, make it very hot, and then just send the solder on top of it, and that should make good. That really did not work as intended, but you know what, it is working. Okay, then just wick up this excess that's on that side. Where is my solder wick gone? You got a capacitor for all that flux? What do you mean by a capacitor? I'm just reading a question in chat, someone asked that. I'm confused, what do you mean by capacitor for all the flux? Oh, is this a BTD? Okay. Okay, so I think that's this side done. So that's one corner done of that chip. Now let's do the other ones. Oh hey Vlad. Hey Alex. I see you guys have finally joined the chat. I was just about to say, Alex, now that I've just realised that you've joined. This CM6206 chip, I will need to send you where to buy it from because it's not available on Mouse or anything. You have to buy a cheapo Amazon USB sound card for 15 quid. And then you can have access to this AC. Which is really interesting because apparently the listing price for this chip is more expensive than the sound card which I bought from Amazon. Don't quite know how that works, but hey ho, I've saved some money. Okay, so that's that side done. So we've got two sides done. Now for the third side. Now yes, I'm aware about that silk screen there, but I don't think that's really a problem because that's just one of the USB data lines. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. I will cover it up when I'm done, off stream. No bad things done there. See, this side has already got quite a bit of solder on it, so I don't think I'll need to add any. For the final side, which is most of the speaker outputs. No, Alex, I don't think this is due to the chip shortage. I mean, just generally speaking, I haven't been able to find this chip anywhere. As far as I'm concerned, it's a really old chip too. I think. You can have a look at the datasheet and tell me. Yes, very high it is possible, but then for some really weird reason, if I adjust the camera focus so you guys can see, then I can't see through the microscope. So I don't quite know what's going on. But my microscope's just being a little bit weird today. I wonder if I tilt this a little bit more. No, because then it doesn't go straight. That's really weird. Alex, did you have this issue with your microscope whereby you can't really see through both pieces in focus at the same time? Because you've got nearly the same microscope as me. I just want to know if you've just had that same issue. But it is nice to see all of you guys watching me. It's really good to see like the Merc gang watching me, so that's nice. Now I'm trying to work with an out of focus camera so you guys can see, and this is going to give me a huge headache and huge regrets. I need to get the solder out of these last two stupid pins. Okay, maybe in hindsight solder paste would have been a better option for this. I do apologise to the guy who I said that I didn't want to use solder paste to in chat. You were right. And I do take criticism. This is my first time soldering a 64-pin IC though, so you know what, I can deal with that result. That's quite impressive for my standards. So, what's next on the list? So we now got that CM chip on. Do we just do the... Yeah, let's just do the USB port. Because then I know when it's testing time that we can just plug this in. And the USB port should be fairly simple to do. And yes, Alex, specifically aimed at you, I am very sorry this is not a USB-C port, but I could not be asked to implement a USB-C port on this, so I just went for micro USB port, which is the same thing that the stock one has. Because I know you are very sensitive about me using USB-C ports. On you go. Actually, I'll quickly remove this so I can put some solder on one of the pins. Yeah, using... actually, let's try that. Well, no, let's not try that right now. I don't want to change my soldering tactic only for it to go pear-shaped because I'm not practiced at it. Okay. Yeah, you know what? My vision's more important than yours. Sorry, guys. I really do want to see this. I'm going to put some flux on. Where's my solder wick? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because they both go to ground, so that's fine. And let me just quickly do the feet on the back side of the board so that this thing doesn't accidentally become detached midway. Where is it? There it is. Midway through me using it, because that would really suck if it comes off the board. I'll fix that later, I can't be asked. Right, what's next? These resistors R6, R7 and R8 on the schematic. What value are you guys? Now this page on the schematic is beefy, so give me a minute to interpret it. Because I fit everything for the audio amplifier on one page, which was a really stupid mistake in hindsight, but you know, we learn. So 6 and 7 are 20 ohms. Need to find my correct value parts here. 1 mega ohm I need you for the crystal circuit. 220 ohms I need you. 22 picofarad I need you for the crystal circuit. Ooh, did I not bring... Oh no, there's more here. There's the LEDs. Oh dear, I don't think I bought the 20 ohm resistors. Never mind, because we can just steal them from the old board. Aha. There's always a solution to that problem, that's just to steal them. But let me just quickly work on the crystal circuit. Come on, there you go. Whee. So here is my 12 megahertz crystal, which will basically sit in between these, like that. Proxy pads, low solder pads, base component. Yeah, you're right, but I just want to do it this way. Okay, fine. We will do it the other way. Flux. Component. On you go. And then heat this all up. Okay, so that's the crystal in. So now I need to do R5, C31, C32, which are very easy to do because these are very, very simple SMDs. So 1 mega ohm goes in R5. Now again, all of this here was reverse engineered from the USB audio card because guess which chip does not have any reference schematics available for it on the internet? Because it's made in China, probably. I don't know why there's no reference schematics for this boy, but we had to I basically reverse engineered the circuitry for this, and we're putting it on our own board, so I'm pretty happy with that regardless. I'm proud of it. If it works, I'm going to be so proud. Because I've gone from blowing up a board once every live stream to being able to reverse engineer a circuit, assemble it in one shot, and for it to all work. On you go. Come on. Come on. There we go. This boy is on. Now let's do the 22 picofarad capacitors. Okay, so that's the crystal circuit done. So what's next on the list? Okay, C29. Well, these are these guys. So there's a 220. 220 is R7. Nope, it is R8. So R8 goes here. And indeed, yes, practice makes perfect. I just looked at the chat there. Oop. And to be fair, I've been soldering for just over a year now. Kind of impressed I haven't blown something up in a while. Okay, that's that done. Now, there were some other capacitors here that I had, and I just completely ignored them for now. These are... Hey? What the hell are these? I need to get my phone out, one sec, because there is just a really random... part number with no value on it in my box of parts for this thing, so I need to work out what this is. SFR03 EZP J200. What are you? Ah, 20 ohms. I did bring the 20 ohms. These are the missing 20 ohm resistors. As for DJ Paul UK, your comment about heat, yes, I'm aware, but for passive components it's pretty much okay to do this. I will agree though with capacitors, especially the electrolytic ones, that is a really bad idea because you don't want to blow up. But yeah, it's generally okay for these passive components and whatnot, and I have my iron set pretty low at 300. It's quite a low temperature. Oh, there you go. So... that goes back in. Quickly tin these two pads up. Also, it's really funky having these components as various colours. It looks really cool. Okay, one down. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, there's another 200. Okay, now C35, all the capacitors. So what are the capacitors I have in here? I've done that. .47, that's for the ATICs. I've done with the MOSFETs, so they can go on the floor there. Done with these, they can go on the floor. 1 UF. So which one's a 1 UF? I believe there's only one UF on the board. Yeah. 35 is 1 microfarad. SMD. I only need one of these. Again, this is another funky colour. So 35 is this one here, which comes off the USB data line. Ooh. So I'll put this down there to say I've done with that component now, and we can quickly throw this one on the board. Okay. And then this one can go here. Yep, and we can just quickly refresh that pad. Cool, now what's C29 on that board, which is nearby? Okay, these are all 100 nanofarad, which I have a whole reel of them for. So we'll do them right at the end. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 of them. Yeah. So if we can take 5 of these guys out. Quickly solder 5 of them onto here. Okay, so they're all there, ready to go. Put this down here temporarily. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, 3, 4, come on. 5. Cool, so all those caps are in. So, very quickly, I want to quickly check the board here for something. Okay, that. So now that we've done all these what's R3 and R4? Okay, I know what those are. So 10K. These are all pull downs for inputs, so I can leave them off for now because they're not necessary. But now we have to assemble these guys. Circuits here for the voltage regulations. And I believe on here I'm using some really ancient parts because I have them lying around from my TCU days. Well, I say these TCU days, the old generation of TCUs. If you want to see how big these voltage regulators are, they're still buck converters, but they are pretty chunky compared to the ones that we use nowadays on the TCU. 3 volts. Yeah, you guys thought I was joking when I said they were big. So look, here's the entire voltage regulator circuit for the IC on the screen, right? Or most of it. There we go. Here is one voltage regulator for comparison. This is the 5.01, and here is the 3.31 one. Now, what's really interesting about this is I found by tearing down Command that Command actually uses these, believe it or not, and that's made in 1998. So, well, it was in the original design was probably 1998 or something. So there you go. There is a bit of Command living in this board. Just thought that would be a fun little thing, little tidbit. Fine, this is not working. We're using the heat gun. Now, what's next? I need to put diodes. Okay, so SMD other, I think it should be under. I think I'll put my diodes for these circuits in SMD other. That's the other box. Yeah, the diodes. And I used the same inductors as my previous board, which is really handy. You know what? I just realised we've made a mistake. It's not a bad one, but we've put the CM chip on before I've checked if the voltage regulators work correctly, so we might just fry the CM chip for all I know. But hey ho, it's part of the learning process. So this should be the 5.0 volt one. Yep, 5.0 amp power supply. Because for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, but this amplifier circuit requires a mixture of 3.3 and 5 volt inputs, and I'm not too sure why it needs both, but it does. And I noticed that on the Chinese board, they were using this really, really noisy linear voltage regulator, and we did not have an output capacitor next to it either, so when your USB board fluctuation happened, you would basically get all the noise from like your PC's power supply rippling through the circuit. It was not very good. You know, for a quality product, I expect a little bit more, but clearly not. Quickly check which way the diode goes. I have a sneaky hunch that was the wrong way around. Power supplies, power supplies. So the line should be at the out pin, so it's the wrong way around. Basically, you should just go this way. There we go. Like that. And now I just need the input and output caps, which I should have here because they're from my old PCU days. So I've got them all here. Now these are really big capacitors, which I'm really thankful for because I think this will also help with the noise on the circuit. Come on, you. So 1000 is on the input and 1000 is on the output, 100 is on the input. These are 1000. So these are the output ones, only 2 of them. Board. I need to find the input ones. Yeah. Turns out I've got a bunch of them here. Okay, that's the output done. That's nice and solid. That's the input side of that circuit. It's this one here. Okie dokie. That's also nice and secure. So that circuit, for all intents and purposes, is now done. So done and dusted. So let's do the 3.3 volt regulation circuit. I'm just going to quickly tin the pads like DJ Paul said to do. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which doesn't really matter. Now we turn the heat gun on. Okay, done. Oh wait, not done. I need to put the ground pad on. Okay, done. Are you going to make the boards available for purchase? I've already said this early in the stream and the answer is no, but I'll make the schematics available if you want to make these yourself. Just purely because I literally have no time, and judging by how complicated this board is, yikes, I'm going to spend ages making these if someone guys ordered them. Okay, so that's in, so now I just need to do the same thing as we did last time, so let's do the inductor first. also, in theory, the CM chip should work, or it should at least be detected once we get this voltage line up. So we can quickly give it a test in my PC to see if it recognizes it. It should be a humongous step in the right direction if it is. In you go. Done. Done. Hiya, whoever just joined. I just saw a message in the chat saying hi. I don't know, can't see the name. Okay, so that should be all done now. Just a couple of solder balls on here, let me quickly remove them. And obviously I think off camera I will do some improvements to the board just to make it look a little bit nicer. Because to be quite frank, I'm not happy with how this looks. No solder balls here, no solder balls here, all cross connections. Put those resistors in, put these ones in, put these ones in, these ones I don't need. Oh, C33 I do need. What is C33? Here's 100 UF. C28 and... where's the other one? 28's there, 33. So these are both 100 UFs, and I actually just had some, so let's quickly throw these on. Where are you from? I'm from England. Yes, these are the wrong size capacitors, I know. I don't really care because they are the same capacity and the same voltage rating. Don't care that the footprint's a little bit bigger. Okay, so that should all be done for testing purposes. Let me just very quickly zoom in on here and just double check that I haven't cross-connected anything on the IC over here. Okay, that side's definitely done. So is that side. So is that side. And so is that side. Okay. So I think it's time I plug this into my computer. So this is going to be fun. Let's find out if we kill it or not. Let me just quickly find something on the desktop. So I'm doing this from my workbench, so this is why it's a bit weird, because I'm not actually looking at my desktop screen, but I'm going to do on here the message, my password, zoom in so you guys can see it. And what we're looking for is when I plug this in, for there to be a device descriptor read, and for it to tell me that it has detected the CM logic chip. So let me quickly go find my micro USB cable. Be back in 1 sec. And we're back. Oh, it's mini. I forgot. I changed the connector from micro to mini. So I'll quickly plug this in the board end. Snaps right in, and let's try this. Okay, so we should be back. The audio kind of went really haywire as soon as I plugged that in. Let's try that again. Okay, so apologies about that, but TLDR of what just happened is plugged the USB device in with power connected, and suddenly the computer recognized it and saw all 5 channels and the microphone, and that's why the audio cut out briefly for a second, is because it suddenly switched over to the USB sound card here for audio automatically. For some reason OBS did that, and I'm not too happy with it for doing that. But hey ho, there we go. It works. So that is a very happy me. So now if that's out the way, I can unplug this. And what we can do instead now is, I think we could probably hook this up to the computer, to the desktop computer, and just see if we get audio output. Let me quickly think the best way of doing this. Okay, I've got it. One sec, I'll be right back. So I come bearing a really crappy speaker. This is one from a really old device that I had laying around, and it's not used, so I can freely break this or destroy it, and I don't really care. But what I'm going to do... desolder that too. I'm going to first of all turn that off, because that's a really bad idea to solder that on. But what are the capacitor balances? C27, 23, 26, and 25. What values are you guys? You guys are 10? UF. Yeah, I think those are the 10 UF ones. Yep, still these ones. Burning the night oil with this one. Yeah, I mean, what's the time? Jeez, it's nearly 10 PM. I started this almost 3 hours ago. I don't think we're going to finish this on stream, to be fair, but I'll be happy if we can hear audio through my crappy speaker, because I'm getting really tired doing this. Which is, again, why I don't want to assemble these boards for other people, because these take so long to do. Admittedly, it will be a little quicker with me not yelling down the microphone on stream, but still, it's going to take a very long time. Okay, and the last one here. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is going to do a little bit of soldering. Since I want to see if the speaker works. So we're going to take the front left channel, which is this one here, solder this little crappy speaker wire to it. Good enough for me, I think, because it's just a quick test. There we go. And solder the ground pad to the main board ground. Now I actually solder it to this ground pad here, because it's right next door to it. Okay, that's good. So bear with me one sec whilst I go get the actual desktop PC that's meant for the car and plug this board into it, and we'll see if it can get and we'll see if it can do what I need to do. Actually, let me quickly move the camera so I can show everyone what's going to happen. Let's see if this works. Background. Oh, no, the camera's stuck. That's not what's currently viewing there. Okay, give me a sec whilst I quickly try seeing why this just refuses. So delete that source. Yeah, OBS is just being really weird for me today. And video capture. Okay, there we go. Now it sees the webcam. Cool. So let's quickly show you guys what's going on here. I'm going to move this out of the way. So you can see I've got the board here, all laid out, and I've got my little speaker attached to it right there. That goes to the output of the CM chip on here. Let me turn this down. Let me turn that off actually, you can see that a little better. And then here is my Ryzen PC, which is designed for the car. Now let's quickly switch this on. Okay, now give that a sec for it to boot. Meanwhile, I'm going to go to my phone. Just dismiss all my messages so nobody sees anything whilst I'm doing this. And it should be booted now because it's idling at 0.9 amps. Yeah, I think we're booted. So let's go to Bluetooth, and on Bluetooth settings, oh god, that's really out of focus. I'm going to go to W211 E55, connected. And now let me see if I can go to Spotify and play some music and see if it comes out the speaker. It does. Oh my god, I'm so happy. One sec. I'm going to put the camera down there. But that is the unamplified signal coming out of a really terrible speaker. So the board works. I'm so happy. And also, not going to lie, when I did this test with the USB board, this sounds better. I'm not getting my hopes up because I don't know what would happen when we plug the TDA chip in, but this seems really good. So I think for now we'll leave the stream at this, with the board working and everything. I'll assemble the rest of it tomorrow, and then we can do some coding for all the CAN bus side of things, because I think that'll be really cool. But yeah, I'm super happy this actually works. That board works. Oh my god. It's for the first time as well. I'm genuinely so happy about this. Like, the board hasn't blown up on stream. I might be speaking too soon. It might do when I plug it into the car. We don't know yet. But I'm so happy this hasn't actually just blown up and it just works as intended. This is so cool. I can't wait to start programming this. I mean, link it up to the PC and everything. This is going to be absolutely amazing. And by the way, for you guys who want to see a close-up of the board, I will post a picture of it to Twitter. But what do you guys think about that silk screen on the bottom with the 211 E55 printed at the bottom of the screen? Johnny One Bomb asks, you doing an artificial click noise also? Maybe. I mean, I'll obviously do it so you can turn it on and off, but I don't know. I might do, I might not do. But yeah, I think we'll leave the stream at this for now because it is getting really late for me. It's like 10 in the evening. And I do need to get some sleep. And also, me being around fumes for this long, for soldering fumes, not very good for you. But anyway, yeah, I will call it quits here on the stream, and I hope everyone here enjoyed. We will continue this on another live stream, I think. So, for now, I'll see everyone. I'll keep everyone updated on Twitter as usual. That's my multimeter beeping. But as usual, you can all follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and whatnot. All the links for my socials are in the description. And yeah, hope you all had a good stream, and I'll see you all sometime soon. So goodbye.